Now on CoastTV News.
A massive hotel back on the table in Rehoboth Beach, the new possible addition right on the boardwalk.
The stress on Ocean City Fire Department has grown in the past year with new numbers revealed.
Crepe Myrtle trees threatened in Rehoboth. What you need to know about the tiny bug eating away at these trees.
And it was a no-show for showers for most of us thus far, and that's because we got exactly what we were hoping for to avoid all the bad stuff. But later tonight, Mother Nature may make good on her promise for a thunderstorm or two.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Developers stating their case for a massive hotel on the Rehoboth Beach boardwalk. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with that proposed hotel back up for debate.
Take a look at your screen. We're going to show you the two hotels proposed where the boardwalk meets the avenue. Grottos wants to build on the north side where the old Dolly's was. And today, the south side project, the Belhaven Hotel, that was front and center. The project has been talked about for years now. And the Papa John family, that's the group looking to get this new hotel built, says this is a legacy project for them. Joining us live in Rehoboth Beach now is Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, the city had a lot to say about those proposed plans.
Maddie, here at City Hall, both developers and the city's planning commission went head-to-head on this new addition to the boardwalk. Now, we are talking about a massive new hotel here. It's over 1,400 square feet, over 94 hotel rooms, 4 stories, and an underground parking garage. Now, this would all go right on Rehoboth Avenue above the current Candy Kitchen location on the boardwalk. Now, today at the meeting, commissioners talked a lot about a proposed loading zone for the hotel and broke down the logistics on the current site plans for the hotel. Now, nothing was voted on today during this meeting, and it was all just discussion. However, commissioners did push this forward to a public hearing, and that public hearing is scheduled for early June. We'll be sure to follow this along as more details become available. But for now, I'm Charles Reiner in Rehoboth Beach, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. And the Belhaven Hotel is not the only hotel being proposed in Rehoboth. We mentioned it a second ago. Let's give you more details on that Grottos project. You see it on your screen. The Dolly sign used to be right there. As Grottos bought it, we reported how they want to keep retail spaces on the boardwalk level, but build a hotel above. The Planning Commission in Rehoboth held a preliminary site plan review for that proposal in January. No updates since then, though.
Working as a first responder, especially in a town like Ocean City, isn't easy. And recently, the fire department released new data showing that their already busy job only got busier. In 2022, the fire department ran 6,524 calls. But in 2023, that number jumped way up, 7,462 calls, almost 1,000 more calls compared to the year before. Ocean City Chief Richard Bowers says that impacts his crews.
Additional stress that is, placed on our first responders is when we run significant call after significant call after significant call, but also we run multiple calls at the same time.
There is some good news. Chief Bowers says that the more part-time employees and volunteers are now on board, and the department now has a therapy dog. You can see right there in a program that helps provide comfort and relief. And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how safe do you feel with your local fire department?
Let's take a look at the results. Look at your screen here. So far, 58% say they feel very safe. 27% say somewhat safe. 15% say less safe.
And these numbers may change throughout the evening. We will be updating it throughout the evening. You can go be a part of this. Vote at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Let's go ahead and take a live look right now outside into Salisbury. Nice and sunny down there. And we'll check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams on our First Alert forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And fortunately, the sunshine delayed itself a little bit for us, except to our south, where we still have some things rumbling, according to the Wakefield National Weather Service. But we were fortunate because we didn't have the sunshine during the heating of the afternoon, just prior to the front pushing through. So the cloud cover, for example, right here in Dover, that's been the situation. It hasn't been an all-encompassing sunny kind of a day, so we haven't been able to cook the atmosphere up to get these souffle of storms to get going here nicely. Now, as far as our expectation for the rest of the night, we're going to drop into the lower 60s. Now, where we are right now, we've dropped from a level 2 down to a level 1, so we're looking You know, we're looking pretty green right now. Everything's going forward. And so I'm not going to continue to say we're under a first alert day. I'm going to back off of that. You know, that's just truth in advertisement. But we do still have some coastal floods to talk about. And we do have another round of storms headed our way later tonight. We'll go into detail on that in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Well, thank you. Anyone who lives on the coast knows how badly the bay beaches are eroded. Federal officials say they have a new plan to help. Next week, Senator Tom Carper is set to unveil $10 million in funding for beach projects. It'll go towards 29 miles of beaches and to help build storm protection systems to protect communities along the bay. Some areas that will benefit from this include Slaughter Beach and Lewis. To learn more about this, you can visit our website.
New today, a federal appeals court refused to throw out Hunter Biden's federal gun indictment. The move tees up a high-stakes criminal trial next month here in Delaware. The president's son had asked the Third U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to dismiss the charges. Instead, the appellate panel rejected Biden's appeal. Prosecutors say Biden bought and possessed a revolver in 2018. They claim that that violated federal law because he was using illicit drugs at the time. Biden has pleaded not guilty to all 3 felony counts. The trial is slated to start in early June unless the parties reach a plea deal or some other agreement to resolve the case.
Also new today, President Biden is taking a stand, saying the U.S. will not send certain weapons to Israel if it invades Rafah. The warning marks a policy shift in U.S.-Israel relations and drawing criticism. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the move comes as ceasefire talks progress.
In his clearest public statement yet, President Biden telling CNN that while he's not walking away from Israel's security, the U.S. will not supply weapons for a ground assault on Gaza's crowded city of Rafah.
I've made it clear to Bibi and the War Cabinet, they're not going to get our support if in fact they go into these population centers.
As Israel ramps up what it calls a limited operation just over the critical and now closed Rafah border crossing, the president has already halted a large shipment of bombs to Israel out of concern for the million-plus civilians sheltering in Rafah. The move touching off frustration and outright anger from some in the Israeli government. U.S. Republican lawmakers accusing President Biden of ignoring Congress's will after bipartisan passage of military funding for Israel and Ukraine.
I'm pleading with you, change course. Give Israel the weapons they need to finish this fight.
Speaker Johnson calling it
100% a political calculation.
As tense college campus protests threaten the president's re-election bid, Democrats pushing back.
The president's doing the right thing. We want to support Israel. We want to make sure that the actions that they take to defend themselves and to stop Hamas terrorism do not involve innocent people in their lives.
At the same time, negotiations over a ceasefire and hostage release deal have hit a pause, with CIA Director William Burns and other top officials leaving Cairo. A source familiar telling NBC News a key sticking point is Israel's military action in Rafah and insistence the city it calls the last Hamas stronghold be excluded from any ceasefire agreement. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The White House national security spokesman today emphasized the U.S. is committed to supplying Israel's defense needs while also preventing certain types of U.S. weapons from being used in specific ways and places. He added there is still a path forward for a ceasefire deal, but it will take moral courage to get there.
New today, a bomb threat at a Laurel school district. According to a statement from Laurel superintendent, students and staff were evacuated to the football field. The district says it'll take up to 3 hours to clear the bomb threat, so all practices and after-school activities are canceled. We will have more details on this story on our website, and we will keep you up to date as more of the information becomes available.
Coming up, learn how an event in Georgetown aims to benefit our local environment.
And speaking of the environment, the majority of the showers stayed to our south, which is where most of the sunshine was during the afternoon hours. I'll show you what I'm tracking now as far as tonight's storms are concerned.
Tiny insect is being a real pest to Crepe Myrtle trees in Rehoboth Beach. That's up next.
Since 1964, Tidewater Utilities has been providing high-quality water service that's essential to public health and quality of life. The Tidewater team are local, trusted experts who are continuously investing in infrastructure and monitoring water quality to ensure it meets the highest standards. We're in your community, making sure water is there when you need it. I'm Bruce Patrick, President of Tidewater Utilities. Thank you for helping make Tidewater Southern Delaware's premier water company for over 60 years. We look forward to continuing to serve you.
Don't miss the Memorial Day mattress sale at Johnny Janasic. Shop hundreds of mattresses in stock and on sale now. Plus, get 0% APR financing for 60 months with no minimum and no money down. Then get a $300 gift card with any premium mattress purchase and free local delivery. Find huge savings on Beautyrest Black, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, and Purple. Shop the Memorial Day mattress sale. Going on now, only at Johnny Janasic.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Every day, Washington politicians let the border crisis continue and do nothing. They fail the American people. Open border Democrats and status quo Republicans are both to blame. We need common sense leaders with the guts to get it done.
Typical D.C. politicians play politics instead of solving the problem. As governor, we fought sanctuary cities. Enough is enough. Secure the border immediately. I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message. In the Senate, I'll fight to keep our communities safe.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Crepe Myrtle trees in Rehoboth Beach are going from this to, well, not so great, looking a little burnt. You can see it there. And this is an issue that's not due to fire, it's due to insects.
Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber went to Rehoboth today and gets a closer look to show us exactly what's happening here.
Crepe myrtle trees like this one are commonly planted throughout Rehoboth Beach. But the city says these beautiful trees are being destroyed. Crepe myrtle bark scale are a tiny insect that feed on the tree's bark. After they digest the tree, they release a black mold that makes the branches look burnt. Some insects, like lady beetles, do eat the scale, causing this problem. Experts say this pest is treatable, but it is not a quick fix.
Systemic insecticides at low doses tend to work pretty well, but on a blooming plant, such as a crepe myrtle, it can also make the tree toxic to bees and pollinators.
Experts say crepe myrtles are like people. No two trees are alike, so the same treatment does not work for each tree. So it takes time to figure out what will work. Experts say that a lot of care goes into keeping these trees healthy and safe from crepe myrtle scale. They say before you plant one, you should do your research. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Heading to your regional news now, take a look at your screen. You can see the scene in Cambridge this morning from our Coast Copter. Just after 9 a.m., a part of the Malkus Bridge that closed due to a serious 5-car crash. You can see some of the damage there on your screen. According to Maryland State Police, for unknown reasons, a pickup truck crashed into a tractor trailer, which then got hit by oncoming traffic. Police say at least 2 people were hurt, and the cause of that crash is still under investigation.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. We're looking for scattered showers on Friday, a break on Saturday, then Mother's Day, unfortunately, a little bit soggy on Sunday. We're expecting the same in Crisfield with 63 degrees on Sunday. And we have some more rain, well, at least our first serious amount of rain, headed our way late tonight. We'll talk about that right after this quick break.
Stanley Steamer is proud to be the leader in deep cleaning, cleaning over 1 million homes and businesses across America every year, using powerful equipment custom built by us. We'll remove the buildup of dirt, dust, allergens, grime, and contaminants seen and unseen from your home and business. America's professional deep cleaner for over 75 years. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner. Social Security and Medicare aren't just handed to us.
We've earned them.
Hour by hour.
Day by day.
Paycheck by paycheck.
They aren't plans.
They're a promise.
Made to every American. Every American.
And we're not gonna let anyone
Break it.
Break it.
break it.
Neither will I. And you can consider that a promise too. David Trone will stand up to Republicans looking to strip the safety net seniors depend on. And there's no backing down.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
When you take a chance, chance can take you to unexpected places. Whoa. Bet Rivers Online Casino. Feel the rush.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants. Conversation Piece Jewelers, where every piece sparks a conversation. From engagements to milestone pieces that make a statement. Try us again for the first time.
Detox, Sculpt, and Renew at Naturally Well with lymphatic drainage treatments, infrared sauna pod, red light therapy, and spray tanning.
Sticky Rice Serving Small Plate Authentic Thai Tapas. Open for dine and carry out. Located in Lewis Plaza Shopping Center.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would
So they're
say-
made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would
And
go-
they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
And
so.
they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out?
And
And the
so-
custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Thanks to the cloud cover that we're seeing right now in abundance in most of the areas, that's one of the big reasons why we dodged the bullet of the strong and severe storms thus far. Our Tyndall's Casual Furniture, View, and Laurel, we're holding at 71 degrees. Winds at about 11 miles per hour will dip into the 60s, 66 by 7 o'clock, 62 degrees by 9 o'clock. Coastal flood watch active for right now until 4 o'clock in the morning for Saturday, all for us throughout portions of Sussex County. And now we have a newly issued small craft advisory until 6 o'clock Saturday morning along the coast of Sussex County and also from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague and then to the south of that. This is basically talking about 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts. That's happening for us. We have a low pressure system to our south, and this is where we have more in the way of instability just to our south. The majority of the sunshine we saw prior to the frontal boundaries reaching us was actually to our south. We stayed a bit cloudy earlier today, so that tapped down on the energy that we had access to. So we've dropped from a level 2 down to a level 1, just marginal, okay? So you'll notice we're not screaming first alert day today. We backed off of that because the weather changed, and so we change along with the new information. So for tonight, we see spotty showers, but by midnight, we could see some spot showers pop in because we're getting a little sunshine now, okay? So once again, everything is predetermined by the amount of thermodynamic energy we have access to. Now, this is our high rapid resolution model, refresh model, and we're seeing some strong storms that are going to develop at 2 o'clock according to this model. I'm going to wait and see if that happens because that's happening overnight when we don't have access to the sun, but there's going to be some latent heat energy that's going to be there that could possibly help fuel this. But our threat has dropped low for heavy rain and for tornadoes, but we could see a moderate chance of some wind damage and maybe some hail. You see, as we take a look at the most southern portion of our viewing area, we go into the morning time looking pretty clear actually, with the latest run and temperatures in the 50s for Friday. And then as we go into Saturday, we start off at 50 degrees even. And then Saturday afternoon, we will bounce back into the 60s. But the latest model run, which just ran a couple of moments ago, is backing off of even the formation of those scattered showers. We won't need to water our gardens on Friday. But yeah, we will on Saturday, not on Sunday, because these nodes are indicating that's when we're expecting that rain to hit. Now, as far as the amount of rain is concerned, I mean, we're looking at maybe a half inch, worst case scenario, by the time we get to Saturday, but that's about it. Now, 1:30 in the afternoon, 1:30 in the morning, Friday morning, is where I'm most concerned, possibly near Georgetown at 1:30. We see the model that's indicating we could see a cell that's going to push through and stay rather viable and vibrant throughout the overnight period. And then we're chilled out the rest of Saturday and all of that. So we want to keep a close eye on our developing showers for late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So for tonight, partly cloudy skies. We could see some scattered rain. but partly cloudy for the most part. 55, cooler, cloudy, clammy, and rainy. That's 4 things deep, but that's what we're expecting. Then on Saturday, we're drying out and warming up on Saturday, just in time for another round of rain on Mother's Day on Sunday. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling extended forecast. So we're looking for those scattered showers in our area. Maddie?
Paul, thank you. This field in front of the Stokely Center in Georgetown will soon be filled with native wildflowers.
These wildflowers will act as a filter for runoff into nearby waterways.
Thousands of wildflowers will be planted in several locations across the grounds of the Stokely Center in a volunteer event hosted by the Center for the Inland Bays and the Georgetown Public Library.
We're going to be at the Stokely Center from 10 to 1 on Saturday, and you can come join us. We are partnering with the Georgetown Library, so this will be one of the first events that we do that will be bilingual. So we'll have Spanish language as well as English language directions. We'll tell you what to plant, where to plant, bring your trowel, and we want to see you there.
This project is just one phase of a much larger environmental project on the grounds of the Stokely Center, which has also involved the creation of native tree and shrub islands near their solar field, as well as the planting of thousands of trees as part of the Trees for Every Delawarean initiative.
Rough week, long week. Well, cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. You can subscribe to the Coast TV Feel Good Friday newsletter by scanning the QR code you see on your screen right now. The newsletter has personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more, all sent straight to your inbox each Friday morning. Coast TV News will be right back.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County, whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
Storm season is here. Be prepared and follow these tips from Delaware Electric Cooperative. Make sure you and your family have a safe place to go in the event of a tornado or severe storm. Have an emergency kit stocked with enough food, water, and essentials for at least 3 days. And don't forget a flashlight, batteries, and weather radio. Finally, download the DEC Connect app on your mobile device to quickly report an outage. Weather can be unpredictable, but you can be prepared. Make sure you're ready when storms strike.
The Subaru car has been an awesome change. It is definitely something that's reliable, safe. Gateway Subaru had what I was looking for. The dealership was just wonderful to deal with. Gateway really nailed it and you didn't feel pressured. They were more compassionate, willing to work with you. So Gateway provided me with the cross-check that I needed and I'm very comfortable with. Walked out with the keys in the car the same day and it's been running beautifully. And I love my Subaru.
Spring is fading fast. No more waiting. It's time to get the deck of your dreams started. Paul Davis will design, build, or resurface any size deck with the highest quality materials.
Our AZAC decks are scratch, fade, and insect resistant with a lifetime warranty. We'll bring the showroom to you, provide you same-day estimates, handle permitting, and guide you through the HOA approvals.
Save big. Enjoy 20% off, plus snag an outdoor double swing chair free when you invest in your new deck now through May 31st. Call Paul Davis for a free estimate.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
If you go to Panera Bread, listen to this. It's phasing out that highly caffeinated charged lemonade after lawsuits claim the drink caused 2 deaths and an injury. The amount of caffeine in the lemonade is more than the amount of a large cup of the chain's dark roast coffee. Following the lawsuits, Panera updated the drink's nutritional information with the amount of caffeine and added a health warning. Panera said the drink's phase-out is part of broader menu changes.
New today, the federal government reports first-time applications for jobless benefits rose last week to 231,000. It's the highest level since August, and it's another sign that the white-hot labor market is starting to cool off. Thursday's data also showed the number of continuing applications from people who have filed for unemployment for at least 1 week was nearly 1.8 million. That's an increase of 17,000 from the prior week.
In your health news, U.S. lawmakers plan to introduce a bill that will limit the amount of heavy metals found in baby food. That would be achieved through stronger regulation by the FDA. The FDA has set limits for heavy metals in infant rice cereal and juice. The bill would direct them to create maximum limits for toxic heavy metals found in baby food and set standards for testing final products. The FDA would also be able to mandate companies recall food products that don't meet standards, as opposed to the voluntary recalls that are currently standard.
Coming up, if you love strawberries, you're going to want to hear about this festival that is heading to Lewis this weekend. Looks delicious. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
Why wait? Call All Exteriors and get your roofing or siding quote on the spot. They have same-day and Saturday appointments available to do a thorough inspection and to show you design options. Call All Exteriors for your free quote today.
Life, constantly moving forward. But with Medicare approaching, take it from Highmark. Life's also about looking back, building on what's good and reliable from your past to create something for the future that's still familiar, true, and kind of effortless. That's how Highmark's always approached healthcare, too. Constantly innovating to bring you a Medicare experience that fits your life, now and moving forward. Because life. Highmark.
Make no mistake, America is being invaded. Biden's open border is flooding our cities with violent criminals and deadly drugs. Democrats put American families last, kicking our kids out of school to house illegals. The invasion must end. I'm Robin Ficker, and I approve this message. I'm running for Senate to secure the border. I'll stand with Trump, finish the wall, and deport criminal illegals to save our country.
Hey Delmarva, get ready to save big at Preston Ford's Memorial Day sales event. SUVs cost less at Preston with over $6,000 in total savings. And don't miss out on 1.9% financing for 72 months on America's best-selling truck, the 2023 Ford F-150. We have over 800 Ford models ready to be driven home today. Shop with us online at PrestonFord.com and we'll deliver it to your driveway today. Be a part of all the excitement going on right now during the Memorial Day sales event at Preston Ford. Cars cost less in Preston.
It's the Delmarva Dental Services Show. Yay! Starring Dr. Norman, the brilliant Dr. Harrison, the incomparable Dr. Sikelis, and me, Dr. Aki. Introducing our amazing assistant, Chi, and our high-spirited hygienists.
And featuring our very special guest, you.
So sit back, relax, and smile. It's the Delmarva Dental Services Show.
Need a roofing or siding repair? All Exteriors serves all of Delmarva with prompt, friendly service. Get that repair off your to-do list. Call or visit allexteriorsmd.com. Roofing, siding, gutters, and more. All Exteriors, all taken care of.
Fresh strawberries, strawberry desserts, and even strawberry wine can be found at the Lewis Fire Department Station 2 Saturday. The Strawberry Festival brings over 70 vendors, plus animals to pet and trucks to touch. And get this, our very own Petey the Peacock, oh yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah, those are my boys down at the Lewis Fire Department. All right, anyway. All right, so Gateway Subaru camera. We're looking at temperatures dropping down to 60 degrees at partly cloudy skies by 9 o'clock. Coastal flood watch is in effect for our immediate area, along with the small craft advisory along the coast, watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds. And that's also for Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague. Keep up with the forecast with our weather line at 443-880-9100, sponsored by Baird Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. Here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling 10-day forecast. Mother's Day still looking a little bit on the soggy side. Sorry about that.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.